welcome to another edition of Kapehan sa Davao. This is the first part, Kapehan sa Davao. First part niya for this morning's program. The second part will be held in Davao Media Forum. For Kapehan, the first part, we have friends from the Department of Social Welfare and Development. They will be talking about kay mga programa nila, no? Pag-abot program and the social technology unit, no, na sila. This is two programs or isang program. So we are joined by Ma'am Nerjaya C. Muhammad, the Social Worker Officer 2, and Ma'am Rovi Love and Belaya. To start our press con rolling, we'd like to get the opening statement. Start with tayo kay Ma'am Nerjaya.
So magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. So, in line with the celebration of the National Children's Month po, no, maligaya pong araw ng ating mga kabataan. So, good morning once again. So, in behalf of the Department of Social Welfare and Development Field Office 11, so I am Rovela Joy Belaya, the Project Development Officer under the Social Technology Unit. So, we welcome you to this Kapihan sa Davao. So, in line with the celebration of the National Children's Month with the theme, Usaig Sisaim Wakasan, Kaligtasan at Karapatan ng Bata Ipaglaban. So, we are here to also connect our current, no, or ongoing projects and program under our division. So, once again, good morning.
Okay, we are streamed live over the Facebook page of PIA Davao Region and also Kadangpan Digital. So, I'd like to thank again SMCT Davao for hosting our Kapehan and Healthy Davao Media Forum and also friends on the media. We would like also to thank Krispy Kreme for the delicious donuts and coffee. We'd like to ask, no, mga updates sa ating mga programa since particularly we are since kuan tayo, no, National Children's Month, unsay mga katikara, no, mga for this celebration and also updates sa inyong mga programs and projects.
Hello. So, for our unit, no, so currently the Social Technology Unit has an ongoing pilot project implementation. So, we call this Project Aruga, no? It is formerly known as Project Cherish. So, Project Aruga is focused on disability inclusive social protection for children with disabilities. So, this is very important and in connection to our National Children's Month since we are focusing on the children with disability in Santa Cruz, Davao del Sur. So, the Project Aruga is a pilot testing. When we say pilot testing, it is a newly developed, no, projects or programs under the Department of Social Welfare and Development under pilot testing. So, in the entire Philippines, we have the Bureau or the Social Technology Bureau selected 3 places as pilot area. So, in Mindanao, we are fortunate enough to pilot test the Project Aruga in Santa Cruz, Davao del Sur. So, Project Aruga focus on, it is a community-based, no, program that ensures, no, aims to provide inclusive social protection to those identified beneficiaries with disabilities, particularly children with disabilities and their families. So, for the update, as your question earlier, sir, we are now on the end line of the pilot implementation since it is a 1-year duration. So, we are approaching to the post-implementation and then followed by the evaluation. So, this project is not only worked by the department but also in a partnership with the UNICEF and the Australian Embassy. Thank you.
Example sa inclusive social protection, ano yung mga benefits makuha ng ating mga children with disability?
When we say inclusive social protection, sir, it is since the project is more on a whole of government approach, meaning to say it is not only the Department of Social Welfare and Development who worked on this, but in collaboration, in partnership with other government agencies. So basically, from the detection down to registration of those children, since the project aims to encourage families, especially in Santa Cruz, to register or to process the children to have their own person with disability identification card. Since based on the study from the Department of Social Welfare and UNICEF, that there are still many children with disabilities who are not yet registered to our national database. So that's the number one purpose of this project, followed by, because the project, by the way, has 4 components. So first and foremost, the data management and referral, which is very important to detect and register the children to have their own ID, since yan po yung first step in order to access many more services from the government. And with regards to other social protection, part of the component of the project is the disability allowance. So those identified 100 beneficiaries for Project Aruga were given 10,000 disability allowance to provide, to at least provide the unmet needs of these families, considering that having a children with disability in a family or household will considered an extra cost. Thank you.
Okay, and Ma'am Narjaya.
Good morning once again, no? So again, I am Narjaya C. Muhammad, the Social Welfare Officer 2 under the Pag-abot program of the DSWD. So before ko hatag og update, sir, no, paila-ila sa ako sa isi Pag-abot program. So some of you know kay familiar na ani, but si Pag-abot program, pag-abot or pag-abot, isa Tagalog word ni siya, no? That means reach out in English. So pag-abot is sa Bisaya gaya pag-abot. Hatod, ana, or pagtabang. So kani si Pag-abot program, no, isa ni siya sa flagship program ni Department of Social and Development, no, which aims to reach out to vulnerable and disadvantaged individuals, kanito mga children and families in street situation, no, as implied by its name. So, layunin ng programang ito na tulungan po yung ating mga kabataan, mga individual or pamilya, mga homeless individual po na nasa kalye natutulog, sa mga parke, sa public market or sa mga terminal po. And isa po sa Pag-abot components is ang under internal guidelines is ang case management. So, kini-case manage po natin yung mga beneficiaries, especially yung mga bata po, na para mabigay sa kanila ang tama at appropriate na interventions. At isa rin sa ating mga layunin, after po sila ma-reach out sa kalsada, is ibabalik natin sila or ihahatid. So, we need to reintegrate them back to their community po.
Okay. I would like to open the floor to questions from the media. This is the part 1 of the PIA. Second part, mamaya will be Healthy Davao Media Forum with the friends from the SPMC Champion Transplant Institute. Also, they will be also, we have also friends from the FADERMA, Department of Dermatology, and also we have Eliminate Women and Children Protection Unit. But this time, we'll open the floor to questions for Narjaya and Robin. Regine?
To Ma'am Robin. Ma'am, why did we choose Santa Cruz po out of all the areas in Mindanao? Is there a reason for it, ma'am?
Thank you, ma'am. So that's a good question, no? So since the Social Technology Bureau, before we choose an area, it underwent several data gathering. So based on the data, no, from the PWD or the what we call this Philippine Registry for Person with Disability. In Mindanao, nakita po sa data natin and sa ating statistics that Santa Cruz Davao del Sur has the highest number of registered children with disabilities based on the data. So, yan po yung isang naging basihan since this is a pilot testing. Yun po yung nagiging area of preference ng Social Technology Bureau.
Ma'am, kaning 100 na to, ma'am, na-mention ni mo nga mahatagan sila og 10,000. Unsa ni ma'am, one time ba ni siya, ma'am, or is it a yearly or monthly ba nga ginahatag nato sa family?
So, the 10,000 disability allowance, two tranches siya ginawa. First was on July 29, 2025 during the project orientation in Santa Cruz, wherein our national officers from the Department of Social Welfare and Development attended that orientation in Santa Cruz. That's the first 6,000, and the remaining 4,000 was also provided last November 11, 2025. And in addition also, it is not only the 10,000 that was given to the families of children with disabilities, but we have this auxiliary service wherein social services or social welfare services also augmented. So our partner, which is still under the department, the Assistance to Individual in Crisis Situation or the AX, also provided additional amount. So all in all, for this project, the children with disabilities and their families receive 20,000. Thank you.
Ma'am, sorry, last na lang po, ma'am. Kaning when ta nag-start sa itong program o when ta exactly mag-end po sa ito ang pilot testing sa Santa Cruz?
Okay, so the crafting of the project started last October 2024, but the implementation started this year, January, up to this end of December. But we have this evaluation phase, which will be implemented or to start on January to March 2026, because according to our bureau in the national level, there will be an upscaling on this project because of the demand and also the current situation, the emerging needs of this family with children with disabilities. So basically formally our project will end on December, but it has an evaluation phase to evaluate and to have this report if this project will be institutionalized in the entire Philippines.
Thank you, ma'am. So, ma'am Neljaya, ma'am, kaning sa ato ang pag-abot program, siguro ma'am in Davao Region, pila na atong natabangan, ano niya, asa usually concentrated ang kaning atong mga clients po?
Sa Davao Region po, atong na-reach out is na natay 124. Kanang kita mismo, no, kasi napagumi mga beneficiaries nga endorsed from national and other region po. So, sa karon po, as of November, natay 124 beneficiaries po. So, kadaghanan na nila, no, kay ang Davao del Sur, natay 62. So, apin na diri ang Davao City. So, sa Davao del Norte, natay 28. So, mo ni atong mga kaigsoon ng Atamanubo. And sa Oriental, natay 13. Sa Davao Occidental, wala pa dito, 0. And sa Davao de Oro, natay 21, ma'am.
Ma'am, kani ba, ma'am, unsa ba usually ang urge ani nila, ma'am, unya kanang unsa ang reason nila, ma'am, why na sila sa not on their home, kumbaga po?
Kasagaran, no, sa rason is kaning natin mga homeless family, no, ang uban dira is nawadan jud silang balay tungod nga nasunugan, nabahaan, or kani mga nagbaba na to nga mga kaigsoon ng is mas gipili nila ang manglimos, no, mababa sila diri samot na karon kay season na Christmas season na. So kaning uban is naadyo din sila mga balay, gipili lang nilang matulog diri sa Summer in Magallanes, sa Buhangin, napa sa Ulas, sa Agdao, napunta nila sa flyover, Agdao flyover. So, ang uban sa mga rason nila is lisod ang ilang pamuyo dito. So, ang ilang mga tanong daw is ginapang hilabtan sa mga RAT.
Ma'am, last na lang po. Compared ba sa last year nga itong natabangan sa pag-abot program, mas daghan ba natala karon ng mga hitabangan or nahatag na ito help?
For the last year po, no, kay, si Region 11 is only receiving region lang siya. Dili siya sending. So last year is wala kami nakakandak og reach out. So mas daghan atong beneficiary na natabangan this year, ma'am.
Okay, to Ma'am Roby, yung 10,000 one time lang siya or one annually sa
Since pilot testing pa siya, sir, it is only for this year. Since we will be waiting for the result during the evaluation if this project will be institutionalized and be implemented across the country or will be promoted or adopted by our LGUs.
over and beyond siya sa 4Ps. For example, yung kung 4Ps yung identified na kwan, over kwan siya, additional siya sa
Yes, sir. A good question. No? So, our 100 beneficiaries of Project Aruga, we have 4 Ps beneficiaries as well. So, wala siyang, kumbaga, it is also part, since pilot testing siya, kung ano nga ba talaga yung ang nakita pa na mga gaps and challenges, even though siya ay isang Pantawid member na already. So, for the out of 100%, no, we have non-Pantawid 64.6% na beneficiaries, and for the Pantawid naman is 35.4. So, basically, our Project Aruga has Pantawid members or beneficiaries.
Carlo?
Good morning po sa mga guests. To seek clarification na lang with regards sa who are the target beneficiaries baya sa pag-abot program, and kisa may maka-avail or qualified.
Usbon ako, at ang target client the pag-abot program is those homeless individuals, children, and families nga nadyo sila sa lansangan po, mga street dwellers po, natulog, nagbeg, or sa pabay ginabuhat.
Ano yung proseso nyo pag-rescue sa kanila? Will they be given, para may halfway house sila na it's an intervention?
Sama, sir, we have reported cases kasi from LGU, nga kani sila diri nga area, for example, sa Magallanes po, kasagaran jud dira nahitabo ang mga nagatulog, daghan jud dira, hatod karon napa jud dira. So, among first kinabuhat is we conducted coordination meetings, dialogues with the concerned LGUs po, and then we proceed to environmental scanning. So, kani environmental scanning is we do the ocular visits po. Iniikot po namin yung area to validate po if nandun ba talaga ang ating potential beneficiaries. And after that, during our dialogues, pinaplano na kasama namin sa reach out operation or reach out activity ang ating PNP, LGU at CSWDO po. So during reach out po, ini-encourage po namin sila na ino-orient po sa program. We give brief orientation, ano yung mga services na pwede ibigay ng pag-abot program po. Dito po sa pag-abot program po, we follow some of the guidelines po, or mga guiding principles and approaches. So, we follow the rights-based approach and the self-determination. So, bawal po namin silang pilitin. So, may slogan po si pag-abot program na pwedeng kulitin pero hindi pwedeng pilitin. So, pasabot convince na dyan dato sila pero dili na to sila pugson. So, if may na sila nga willing sila mo participate sa program, so diha na matawag na mo nga na-reach out na mo ang sa person or sa kabata ba or sa ka-family. And if may sila nga dili, so wala jud may mabuhat. So, ang ginabuhat pag-abot team is balik-balikan sa area, basin di ay sa sunod balik is mo-participate na sila.
Okay, parang lucrative bang good yung mendicancy, yung begging kayo based on experience. Meron ko yung tindahan, magpa-change sila, 500, isang umaga lang yan, That's, paano yan sila ma-win away from, kasi meron ang city, merong ordinance na bawal magbigay, Especially yung sa mga
Sa po, we have city ordinance naman na anti-medicancy policy. No, di ba alam naman nating lahat, if aware ba ang lahat na may penalty din na magbibigay. So we encourage everyone not to give, hindi natin bibigyan yung mga humihingi. Kasi pag sige taghatag, so nagya po na sila, magsige pa sila pangayo. That's for my own ano.
Okay, questions from our friend?
Hello. Hello, good morning, ma'am. Marvin Ibano sa XFM Davao. Ma'am, unsa bay challenges? Example, unsa ba kapaspas ang inyong response when it comes pag naay mag-report nga naay mga personal or kini sama sa nisgutan nga naglabi na manglimos, mangbitbit og bata. We know nga ato ang PNP and other agencies nagapaningkamot sa fast response. Unsa ba kapaspas na ba mo'y mandate nga dapat exact anang orasa, anang nga minuto maadtuan dayon na siya. Labi na talking about the safety, meaning ipang report nga mga concerned individual sa kadalanan.
For that, sir, case-to-case basis po kayo tayo. First man jud di ba mo respond anay ang LGU. So if nag-ask na og help si LGU no, if dili na nila mahatag or ma-provide ang ginakailangan ni beneficiary, so dira na mosulod si DSWD pag-abot program po.
Okay. Okay, we'll take a few questions kay magkuha natin sa Healthy Davao Media Forum. Ay pamatana for our friends on with the Children's Month celebrations, meron pang events based sa inyong mga programa in relation to National Children's Month or programs ng gear sa inyo is yung launching ng pilot program sa Santa Cruz. But sa ngayon, do you have events, activities?
So for the Project Arogano, so we also celebrated the National Person with Disability last July 2025, and in relation to this month's celebration for National Children's Month, we connect our recent activity last November 11, which is the Advocacy Servicio Caravan and that second tranche of the disability allowance distribution. So we included the National Children's Month there, sir. And we have also ongoing activity pa for the Project Aroga since matatapos pa siya for this December 2025.
Yung disability allowance, lahat na may PWD makatanggap regardless of class 1 sila, class 8 is 1.
And as of now, sir, the 100 beneficiaries of Project Aroga.
Pero
Although
pilot siya, so mag-spread talaga siya.
yes, sir, exactly. So when this project will be institutionalized, so we are hoping that everyone, no, hindi lang Santa Cruz, but all LGUs across this country can avail the Project Aroga and its component.
Yung 10,000, meron bang kuha na asan nila gastusin? Kaya baka ma-hear sa rebound lang yung...
Good question, sir. No? So, before we provide the disability allowance, we have provided the letter of undertakings na kung saan different aspects or areas na kung saan gagastusin ng isang pamilya yung binigay na disability allowance. Doon po nila i-breakdown, sir. And we conducted also visitation since i-explain ko na lang din po na si Project Aroga, hindi lang po siya about monetary, hindi lang po siya about that disability allowance, but the focus of Project Aroga is to case manage, no? May case management po talaga, may social worker na hahawak sa LGU na kung saan ang bata or yung family na may children with disability can access different services, and we have also trained home care volunteers or caregivers to visit the family. Yes po.
Okay, then Ma'am Noljaya, mga activities, events in relation to National Children's Month sa inyong unit?
For the DSWD Field Office 11, no, we will be conducting combination activity this coming November 28 po. Sini Makabata at SM Lanang. So, we are showcasing films about children beneficiaries of the DSWD.
So, So, si Rodin?
Follow up lang na ako kay Ma'am Media. Ma'am, katuganing 124 na to, ma'am. Pila ba dito ang members of our IT community po?
For ang sa IB community po, we have 28, ma'am. Ay, 28 plus 30. 53, ma'am. Badjaw and Atamanubo po.
Ma'am, kani ma'am ba, usually seasonal man gud ang ilahang pagtagsa here sa Davao or like sa other areas nato. Unsa ba ang action ginahimo nato ani ma'am, di ba? Of course, naghatag na ta sila of help within their area pero there are still siguro mga cases na nagababa gihapon. How do we is ang other programs na lang nato po to lesson or like para di na sila mo naog here sa mga syudad po?
So, ang ginabuhat ni DSWD, no, dili lang si pag-abot program, kay naman po ti other program na concerned po daan ni sir sa CBSS. Ang ginabuhat naman is, we conducted a dialogue, labaw na sa tong NCIP po, and sa concerned LGUs, ma'am, so mag-ask yun, may tabang, no, na unta, matabangan mi nila nga, dili na ni sila mababa, na instead sila ang mababa, ang services ang budol sa ilaha.
Okay, thank you. This wraps up our first part of Kapihan sa PIA, Kapihan sa Davao. Second part is Healthy Davao Media Forum. We'd like to thank Rovi Love and Ma'am Nerjaya for coming over and updating us sa kanila mga project like yung project pag-abot and yung sa disability, yung 10,000 pilot project per 5. Hopefully, kuan siya roll out sa Saboban. So, parting statement po natin, start with Ma'am Rovi.
So, before we end, we would like to thank for having us this morning to at least raise an awareness and to provide information on what is the ongoing pilot implementation under the department, since it is a good avenue to also raise our programs and projects to our media and other partners for them to have a clarification also on what Project Aruga is and also the ongoing activities of the department.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. So, in line with the celebration po sa ating National Children's Month, gusto ko lang pong ipaabot na sa mga magulang, mga ate at kuya, bigyan po natin ng safe environment ang ating mga kabataan po. Gabayan po natin sila na matuto at maiayon sa wastong landas po. Kasi, di ba, foundation starts at home kasi. So, mahalaga talaga ang papel ng ating mga magulang at pamilya. So, yan na po. Good morning.
Okay, thank you so much. Ma'am Rovi, if there's a rollout sa Project Pag-Aruga or Kapehan is open for my announcement if you have mga future na so, thank you so much. This ends our Kapehan sa Davao first part. Our topic for this morning's Healthy Davao Media Forum is the launching of the SPMC Kidney and Transplant Institute. And of course, we have the skin disease prevention and protection and eliminating VAUSI. We are joined by Ma'am Maria Elena Medidas, the Women and Children Protection Unit of SBMC, to talk about eliminating VAUSI. To talk about skin disease prevention and protection, we have Dr. Maria Ines S. Benedicto, the Resident Medical Officer, Department of Dermatology, SPMC, and the new Kidney and Transplant Institute of SPMC, Dr. Maria Teresa Badong, who heads the institute. To start our press conference, to get the opening statement, we'll start with Ma'am Maria Elena Medidas.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Maria Elena Medidas, social worker of Southern Philippines Medical Center under WCPU, the Women and Children Protection Unit.
Hello. Good morning, everyone. I am Dr. Maria Ines Benedicto, Chief Resident from the Department of Dermatology of Southern Philippines Medical Center.
Hello, everybody.
I'm Dr. Maria Teresa Badang, the head of the Southern Philippines Medical Center, Kidney and Transplant Institute.
Okay. We'll go to start with Ma'am Maria Elena Medidas, no, yung sa Bausi. Ano yung unit niyo sa SPMC, ano yung services that is offered? Is it go sa mga Bausi na victims?
WCPU is Women and Children Protection Unit. Under women, we have the PAUSI. Then to the children, we have the child abuse, the 7610. And then the services offered by SPMC WCPU, we have the forensic interview, we have the medical evaluation, medical legal services, legal assistance, advocacy, information education campaign, and parental education, and we have also teleconsultation.
So these are referrals to you, no?
Yes po.
From other agencies na pinapunta.
Yes po. Yes
Do we have, how many are we receiving? May increase ba? May increase age? May increase ba yung mga Bausi or mga people kuha yung services based on the previous years or months?
So sa nag-increase sir. Pero sa 2025, yung nadala ko lang na statistics dito sa 2025 up to October, we have 176 for the physical and the emotional and psychological, we have 218 cases.
Increase siya kasi maski walang data, yung dati mas marami siya ngayon.
Yes po, yes po. Kasi parang na-inform na sila kung saan sila pupunta if in case may abuse na nangyari sa kanila.
Okay. Then we go to Dr. Benedicto, Skin Disease Prevention and Awareness. Sa SPMC, ano mga cases usually na mga skin disease or that you are facing, lalo sa mga pasyente, or mga common cases?
So, we see a lot of different types of skin lesions po talaga. It can range from infectious, mga scabies, fungal infection, bacterial infection, and mga autoimmune, and as well as mga malignancy or kanang mga skin cancer nato. So, ang mga common nga skin cancer na makita naman sa clinic, kanang mga basal cell carcinoma, squamous cell carcinoma, and even melanoma.
Sa mga skin cancers, do you see a trend now? Ano yung trend? Is it increasing?
I can't really say po na increasing talaga siya because, not because nag-increase yung number of cases, but baka dahil po increase din yung awareness ng mga tao ngayon in terms of skin cancer na dun po. So we see po around hundreds, more than 100 to 200 siguro in a year dun po.
So parang nakuha na sila kung they see symptoms, mag-consult na sila agad papunta sa inyo?
Yes po. So if meron pong mga bagong bukol or mga nunal na nag-change po ang itsura, ang color, may mga sintomas like pagdugo, pagkati, pagsakit, it's really advised or hindi po gumagaling ng mga sugat, it's really advisable to seek consult with your dermatologist as soon as possible para po ma-check up and then if kailangan, biopsy.
Okay, thank you. To Dr. Badang, Kidney and Transplant Institute, ano po yung this is nag-launching kayo, so ano po yung services that will be offered as compared yung previous na wala pang ganitong institute?
Ang SPMC Kidney and Transplant Institute is one of the 17 institute of SPMC. So with the universal health care, we will have the improvement of SPMC as an apex hospital. So as an apex hospital, we will have more services that will be offered. And what is special about this opening, the opening is on November 28 this year because we will have our own building. It's an institute that will have the services such as the hemodialysis, the 100-bed capacity dialysis, the peritoneal dialysis, the kidney transplant, the immunology lab, the urology, the nephrology training, the pediatric nephrology, and to include also the nursing training for dialysis. So on November 28, it will be a soft launching.
Kay Dr. Chi. Doc, with this launching sa Kidney and Transplant Institute, unsa ba ang mamahimong advantage no sa SPMC nga nanataan ning department?
So, naa na gyud siya tanan, daan sa SPMC. Naa na available kasi we are recognized by the Department of Health na nanata siya sa Apex Hospital. Tawag sa ato, ACC, Advanced Care Center. So, ibig sabihin nun, si NKTI ang National Service Center. Tayo ang Advanced Care Center as SPMC. So, before, different ang area sa hospital kasi wala namang lugar. But we offer, nandiyan na dati ang dialysis, ang peritoneal dialysis, hemodialysis, transplant, ang organ donation. But however, different ang areas nila. Now, it will be now in one center, one-stop shop na pagpunta mo sa institute, nakikita mo na ang institute, hindi lang yung different areas na saan ka punta.
So, including diri pati ang ilang confinement diri doc or dito gyapon sa...
So, ang institute man good, ang building itself is only 62 bed capacity. So, ang mapasok talaga dyan is the pure renal, pero sa kadaghan sa patient on dialysis and mga kidney disease, mga tawag na to, chronic kidney disease, more or less karon kasi 200 ang among census per day sa buong hospital. So, kami ang number 1 nga mga patients nga nag-retain dito. So, ang matanggal na mo is those patients nga mas ma-convert na mo. Halimbawa, ang operation sa urology, mas madali. Ang transplantation, ang mga nagadialysis na sira ang catheter or ma-inserta na mo. Ang peritoneal dialysis. So, nana dito, dili na sila magtuyok-tuyok sa SPMC. Naanay sariling operating room. So, upat ang operating room that will be functional. By next year, but this year, ang ma-open, it's a soft opening lang. Mga duha ka operating rooms. So, it will be very fruitful and productive kasi hindi na yung diretsong pupuntahan na ang patient. Yung pag-kidney, asa siya? Nana kay SKTI.
So, dito lang sa isa katong building ninyo?
Opo.
Okay.
Pero yung ubang mga admissions, napaghihapon sa uban nga place sa hospital, pero yung mga specific na for kidney biopsy, available na siya.
So, ang katong ward po, katong i-admit is napa dito sa main hospital?
Naapay part kasi 62 beds lang ang available. So, katong ang SKTI kasi sa iyang term pa yun, SPMC Kidney and Transplant Institute. So, ang kidney transplant is a sterile. So, meaning clean. So, kung naakay pneumonia or naakay infectious disease, dili ka kasulod sa building kay dito, mga transplant or immunologically risk. So, katong mga kung lupus ka, gihatagan na mo kag pulse, or katong mga transplant ka na ay sakit.
So, pila kay atong possible na patients na ma-cater nato?
So, kung admitted, 62 ang maximum. Pero, ang outpatient niya, ang dialysis soon, hindi pa ngayon yan mag-open. Ang opening sa dialysis will be next March. Pero, available na namo ang 3 ka CRRT machine. So, meaning 24 hours na dialysis machine para sa mga high risk. Katong mga na heart attack, na bypass, or katong mga na-lepto nga kailangan namong tabangon, na dito, na nami available nga dialysis machine that can function for yung mga mababa ang heart nga function. So, CRRT.
Para sa mga outpatient, Doc, pila ba ang ma-cater once na mag-open na siya?
Outpatient, that will be 100 beds nga dialysis. So, that means you have to multiply it more or less, makahimo ka na sa 10 beds, nga dialysis center na kay 60 ka patients. So, ma-imagine mo na kay more or less 600 to 1,200 patients nga A day is 100 times 3 sessions, 300 a day nga mag-dialysis dito.
Pwede ba ito last time, Dr. Di lang sa maya?
Sa atoa karon ang present nato is only 55.
55 a day.
55 dialysis beds.
Beds. Pero ang,
So, kung sa isa ka adlaw, that will be 150 a day.
so, double pag once
Pag abot
mo.
ito, mag-double na nato. Kaya ang atong mga patients sa Davao City, at least 5 to 10 patients ang dialysis nato sa whole Davao City. Sa SPMC, 3 to 5 a day. So, wala na siya kanang kailangan mag-open na si SPMC to give that, to cater all of this.
Okay. Doc, last question ako para sa imo, Doc. This time, no, since you are a nephrologist po, karong Christmas season, left and right ang handaan, no? So, and usually, ang mga handa, kung dili sa tamis, kargado og salt. So, unsa to ang advice karon sa to ang mga kababayan, especially left and right at mga Christmas parties?
Siyempre, prevention. So, ang among mga patients, inyo na mo magpa-check up karong before December. Pero usually, after January na namo makitaan ang mga epekto. So, ang among usual nga isulti, okay, ang salt and sugar is okay, but not too much. You know what is too much? So, ang imong kaunon is para sa isa ka tao lang. Dili para sa tulo. So, isa ka serving, you have to know, na kay isa ka serving lang. So, ang amuasad is give a gift of life on Christmas Day, pag-sign of organ donor card.
Okay, kung masobrahan ng asin, Doc, what will happen to them?
So, ang hypertension is really not a cardiac disease. Hypertension is not a cardiac disease. It is a kidney disease. Kaya kung mutaas ang imong asin, ang imong kidney mo pagawas og renin, magpataas na sa imong BP. So, muna siya nga, ang asin magtaas og BP.
Thank you, Doc. Kay Ma'am Maria Elena. Ma'am, based sa data mo ikon 157 ang inyong na 150 or 100 plus ang inyong na record na mga referral to, ma'am, no? Tama ba ko? Referral victims or victims ba to sila, ma'am?
Yes po.
Of Bausi?
Because we are catering victims of abuse, women and children po.
So, ingon kaganiha, ma'am, is libaba na, no, ang mga nakuha ninyong ng mga referrals from other, usually police stations, di ba?
Police station, IGDB, and naapoy mga naasa, gikan sa OPD na mo.
In the past ba, ma'am, unsa ba tong, pila ba tong numbers na to?
Kani sir nga statistics is 2025, pero October lang siya taman. So 176 ang physical, o ganya ang emotional is 218.
Daghan ng emotion. But wala ba kay 2024 na data, ma'am, or figures? Wala kay 2024 para ma-compare lang nato.
2024, wa ko kadala sir.
Pero estimate, ma'am.
Pero naami good mga, na-good mi ani kuan, naami stat ani every month.
Okay. Last lang, ma'am. Usually, ma'am, after ninyo, kung sa pa ninyo ginahatagan din, medical legal, or sa ba mga services silang
Kung kuan sir, kung for example, gani sa mga rape cases, sa mga bata, bisan sa mga women, pag acute ang case, wala pa 72 hours, ginadana sa kuan, kung dili open ang WCPU. For example, kay ang WCPU, open lang na siya Monday to Friday, 8 to 4, wala mi Saturday o Sunday. So kung naay mga acute cases, pwede rin na sa ER ginasin. Pero mubalik na sa WCPU kay dito nila kuhaon ang medical legal certificate. So pero ang kaning mga sexual abuse cases, sir, sa WCPU good mismo ginadan ang medical legal.
Thank you po.
Good morning to Dr. Badang. Doc, na-mention mo that the Kidney Institute will have, di ba nag-raise po mo og awareness as to how to take care of your kidneys? Kumusta na ang ato ang push sa disease organ donation and daghan na ba nag-signify? Kung saan ang update? And how many, unsa na ba on the average ang ato ang cases on dialysis na daghan na ba ang nagapa-dialysis karon?
So, two subjects tong imuhang pan. Ang first is sa ato ang preventive. So, three. Sa preventive aspect, nag-promote ni og urine na screening. So, daghang mga areas. So, nag-add kami sa mga different universities. We went already to 5 universities. This afternoon, we will go to Brokenshire. So, we finished already Davao Medical School, USEP, and then sa Ateneo de Davao, and we finished also ang Davao Medical School, USEP, Davao Unbroken Shire. So, 5 na siya at school. There, we screened ang mga students kasi we compared na ang mga students na naa sa mga city compared sa urban, mas naghag protein sila. So, checking early protein sa mga for the prevention. For the Kidney Institute or sa organ donation, ang nakita namo this year, happy kami nga naa kami isa ka donor sa eye. Na aming eye donor nga what is really nice about it is transplanted patient siya, meaning naka-receive siya kidney, however na-stroke siya. Nag-sign siya organ donor card na in time of her demise, i-donate niya unsang makaya. So, nag-donate siya eye. So, we have 1 eye donor 2 months ago. Regarding also sa amuang mga naga-wait list, na nami 145 na naga-wait of donors. Now, para dili makanang mag-disod ang mga tao nga mag-adto, mangita og about kidney, about prevention, naa nami gi-open nga chronic kidney disease nga unit sa SPNC. So, prevention will be very, very accessible na pag-open sa Kidney Institute. Dili lang ang mga dialysis ang among ginakater, ang mga transplant, but katong gusto i-prevent or na ay early CKD.
Okay, we'd like to acknowledge the presence of Dr. Porfirio Serrano, the Chief Resident Urology. Sir, opening statement na natin sa ating mga guests for Healthy Davao.
Hello, good morning. So, in behalf sa Department of Urology from Southern Philippines Medical Center, I am Porfirio Serrano, Chief President. So, thank you for inviting us here to talk sa mga katauhan natin sa Davao. And also, part of the SKTI, our department also will be handling different urologic cases. So, part niini ang mga sakit sa prostate, kidney stones, and mga urologic malignancies. For example, renal cancer, kidney cancer, and bladder cancer, prostate cancer.
Okay. I would like to ask Dr. Benedicto because kasi yung mga skin diseases usually sa mga prevalent siya sa mga usually communities, no? And maraming mga tawag nito, mga quack or mga advice sa YouTube, mga quack or sa mga sabi-sabi, no? Do you have ano usually common na misconception or fallacies about skin mga skincare or pagkuhan ng skin disease prevention na-encounter nyo at nag-worsen pag-refer na sa inyo?
Okay, so madami kami actually masyadong patients no, pag dumating sa amin is iba na yung itsura ng skin lesion because they tried yung mga over-the-counter, mga Chinese na mga herbal, but I'm not gonna name exactly, no? So it's very common, and what I want to correct about that misconception is that hindi po nila gina-treat yung skin lesion. In fact, we are not sure kung ano talaga ang contents nitong mga herbal or over-the-counter preparation. And when these patients come to us in the clinic, worse na po yung skin lesions nila. So, my advice for everyone is to seek consultation from professionals, most especially dermatologists, because these are the people who know how to diagnose and how to. So, avoid po natin bumili ng mga over-the-counter, ng mga herbal, and stick to what your doctor said.
Yung mga skin whitening na parami nagakuan uso ngayon yung nagakuan. Do you have problems or do you advise na magkuan sila ng skin whitening?
Yung stand po actually ng Philippine Dermatological Society is that we do not promote the use of IV glutathione for skin whitening po. So that is our stand with regards to IV gluta. Yung mga over-the-counter naman po na whitening, again, if they are not FDA approved, we are not sure with their content, so we do not advise.
Do you have mga cases na nagrabihan sila because they sobrahan sila ng ano yun, yung tinatake nila supplement about sa skin? Or nagkatawag dito yung side effect?
Siguro, again, we're not sure kung ano po yung contents nitong mga over-the-counter na supplement. And if I'm correct, Dr. Bagang, it can cause kidney problems din po, di ba? So, it connects din po with other body systems.
Doc Badang, Doc Serrano, may mga cases na din ba na yung mga taking supplements na nasira ka ng kidney sa inyong mga cases napunta sa inyong institute?
Marami na mga kon. So that's why we are really thankful sa mga PDS. So meaning, sila yung Philippine Dermatologic Society. Marami kasi derma na hindi member ng PDS. Derma daw sila, pero the real dermatologists are the members of the Philippine Dermatologic Society. And so, we see patients, the common na mga patients na after taking so many supplements, masira ng kidney, maputi sila pero nadao nilang kidney. So, yun yung aming binabantayan. And yung basahin lang, inire-recommend namin uli na i-promote ninyo, especially for our friends sa media, ano ang meaning ng no approved therapeutic claim. Kasi lahat ng gamot dapat is may therapeutic claim. May milligrams. So pag may nakasulat na no approved therapeutic claim because it is required by FDA na nakasulat doon, then hindi po ito gamot at hindi dapat gawing gamot sa anumang uri ng sakit. Kaya usahay, paspasan naman gud sa ato ang advertisement, pero dili ni siya tambal. So ngano kang mo inom? So muna siya ang reason nga hindi mo alam ilang milligram. Kasi naana sila studies nga ginahimo kung ang 500 milligram nga paracetamol, ang overdosage niya is mag-abot kag 1 gram, it is now toxic to your liver. For example, ang imong vitamin C, ang recommended daily allowance is only 100 to 200 milligram. Kung mainom kag vitamin C nga 500 or 1 gram kag isip-on ka, madaot imong kidney or mag-develop kag kidney stone. So, ma-refer ka na mo sa urology.
Dr. Serrano, do you have something to add?
Yes, sir, i-reinforce ko lang yung sabi ni Dr. Batang na yung importance ng media partners natin to implement or pagpasabot sa mga pasyente or sa mga katauhan kung unsa ka importante ng award na no approved therapeutic claims. Since you are the mas tikit sa inyo, mas malapit kayo in terms of communication sa mga patients, katauhan, na mapasabot na ang say true meaning yun ana. So, we stand the same. Some patients na to nag-take sila ani, napadaghan, pero wala sila kabalungan nag-take sila or nag-take lang sila kay mao'y nakita nila sa TV or nadunong nila sa radyo, pero hindi, wala gi sita. So, hopefully masabdan kini sa mga patients namo and para dili na late, no? Sometimes we have patients na dagko na kay bato, madaot na, late na sila moadto nya to the point na need na nila mag-dialysis kay dili na guba na ang kidneys nila. So that's it.
To Doc Badang, good morning po, Doc. Doc, do we have the latest data? Sino yung mga nag-kidney, mga nasira yung mga kidney nila and need na mag-undergo po ng transplant?
Okay. So, ang ating mga patients on dialysis, according to the latest PhilHealth data, 90,000 patients are there on dialysis. Remember that PhilHealth gives us 6,500 per session. Libre yon, times 154 sessions. So each patient will receive per year that 990,000 pesos na benefit ng PhilHealth. So actually, if you are a taxpayer, you're losing more or less 1 million peso per year per patient on dialysis. So ganun ang nawawala sa atin sa mga patients on dialysis. So we have to inform the patients, we have to inform the public na hindi matakot sa dialysis, and dialysis is not permanent. It is just there na mag-bridge from dialysis to transplant. So kung naa kay kidney disease, the best treatment is transplantation. So kung kailangan without a donor, there will be no transplant. So ang mga patients ngayon na nakalista sa waitlist namin is 145. Pero ang naga-work up sa amin is mga 300 patients. So kailangan namin na yung sa 300 na yun, 145 walang donor, naga-wait ng deceased donor. So if you're on dialysis, if you have a living donor, pwede po yun as long as hindi sila bayaran. So that is what Kidney Institute will mean. Hindi na din sila kailangang pupunta sa NKTI para magpa-transplant. Pwede nang gawin dito sa Davao. Actually, we have been doing transplant since 2001. Pero ngayon, meron na talagang sariling institute na hindi na shared sa hospital, but may sariling 4 na operating room ang Kidney Institute to do the urologic na mga problems, yung mga kidney stones nila at saka sa mga prostate, available na din ng urology.
Doc, meron po ba tayong numbers if ilan na yung namatay due to kidney disease?
Sa namatay, ang mortality rates natin actually is 13%. 13% ang mortality rate natin per year. Actually, that's high because hindi lang kasi ang problem nila is dialysis. Ang problem nila na mamatay sila is heart problem and the infectious disease, such as the TB, the pneumonia, na pabalik-balik kasi sila sa dialysis center. But the number one cause of kidney mortality is really heart failure. So, yun yung atin na hindi natin gusto. So, acceptable rate na gusto natin sana is they will go to transplant.
Thank you po, Doc. To Dr. Serrano, Doc, in comparison po between male and female, asa po ang mas taas og mga patients nato?
So, if we talk about kidney stones, mas madami tayong patients na nakikita sa OPD ng mga lalaki compared sa mga babae. However, recent study shows that almost no difference na recent statistics that almost the same na ang statistics for when it comes to male and female na mga bato sa cases. Particularly, most common ang mga kidney stone diseases sa mga tropical countries, particularly ang Philippines, na siya part siya sa stone belt ang geographical location nato. So, Filipinos are very prone, particularly plus ang diet consumption pa nato, we're much fond of having salty foods, less water. So yun, ma-predispose talaga mga patients for developing kidney stone or urolithiasis.
Doc, can you help us understand po? Kasi si Undersecretary Claire Castro nag-mention na isa na lang daw po ang kidney ni PBBM. So, hindi daw siya nag-drugs. Ano po ang difference if isa na lang po ang kidney?
So, the difference actually is that you have to take care, more vigilant, in particularly sa lifestyle. When you only have solitary kidney ang tawag namin, solitary kidney. So, unlike sa dalawa pa yung kidney, may buffer ka pa na isa. So, unlike pag solitary kidney, kidney injury or obstruction to that kidney, magka-problema, most likely you will develop AKI right away. So, mas prone silang magkaroon ng kidney failure or mas profound ang effect sa kanila when they have kidney problem.
Thank you po, Doc. Lastly na lang po kay Doc Benedito. Doc, in terms of skin cancer po, what is the proper way na maalagaan po natin yung mga skin?
Okay, so skin cancer is actually one of the most common cancer worldwide, though. But the good thing about it is that it is preventable. So, among us dermatologists, yung advice talaga namin sa mga patients namin, number one is, of course, sun protection measures. So, UV exposure or sun exposure no, is the number one risk factor for the development of skin cancer. So, we tell our patients the importance of using sunscreen. So, pag pipili po kayo ng sunscreen, tingnan po ninyo yung SPF level. So, yung recommended po namin is SPF of at least 30. So, higher than 30, that's better. And then it's important to teach people also how to apply it. So, we apply sunscreen 30 minutes before going out of the house. And then we advise patients to reapply it as often as every 2 hours. Okay? So, yung common misconception is, Doc, hindi naman po maaraw ngayon, hindi ko na siguro kailangan mag-sunscreen. But actually, yung UV rays natin, no, it can still penetrate yung clouds. Nare-reflect po siya sa mga walls, concrete, sand. So, we really need to apply sunscreen po talaga every day. And of course, we should promote din po yung proper outfit, kumbaga. So, alam natin, di ba, yung mga workers natin, they are exposed to constant sun exposure, especially yung mga construction workers, traffic enforcers, farmers natin. So, advise natin sila mag-wear ng long sleeves, wide-brimmed hat, if kaya, and pants as well. And another thing, of course, examine your body. If meron kayong makita ng mga bagong bukol, mga sugat na hindi po gumagaling, mga patche or rashes sa katawan na lumalaki, nag-iiba ang kulay, then you should seek consultation po with your dermatologist. So in SPMC po, actually, meron po tayong OPD ng dermatology. So you can seek consult po in SPMC. And another thing po, i-promote ko na lang din po because actually, so in skin cancer po actually, in most skin cancers, excision or surgical removal po talaga is recommended. So, currently in SPMC po, meron na po tayong pinatawag na Mohs micrographic surgery, which provides the best cure rate and lowest relapse rate among cancer. So, among cancer cure. So, we already have po our first ever Mohs surgeon po in Mindanao, Dr. Jen Cristina Segovia Santos, in the Department of Dermatology, and we have already conducted po a lot of Mohs micrographic surgery in our day.
Thank you so much po. Thank you.
Okay, to Sir Ma'am Maria Elena Medidas, isa sa mga news, common news na yung battered na yung mga people in sa relationship yung
Yes po.
Sa SPMC ba sa inyong do you have cases like that? And ano yung mga mabigay niyo payo sa public na parang hindi ma-worsen if they're in that situation? Kasi usually mapunta lang sila sa police kung bugbog sarado na sila.
Okay. Sa Bausi cases, yan talaga ang problem talaga, sir. Because usually sa Bausi cases, punta yan sa WCPO kasi nabugbog. Then after many months, nalimutan na, nagkaayos na sila, pag binugbog, babalik na din sa WCPO. That is why we cannot really eliminate Bausi. Maybe we can lessen the numbers of cases kasi na-inform na sila. Kasi yan ang problema namin sa Bausi. Pabalik-balik na lang, sir. Because yung victims mismo ang ayaw.
Paano, so, parang mahirap siya, di ba, kailangan na ikuan yung victim?
Yes. So, ang ginagawa namin, mag-counseling lang talaga kami, sir. Because we cannot tell them to what you call this, to file a case. Kasi, of age na sila. May decision na sila. So, kailangan na, mag-ano na lang kami, sir, mag-counsel na lang kami sa kanila.
But is it common sa inyong, sa cases that you receive yung mga ganyan na kailangan yung, reluctant yung mga victims?
Yes po. Yes po. Kasi usually, pag Bausi kasi is family kasi yan. family. Tapos nahihiya sila na i-report. May mga cases kami kasi kami sir na report na detain na sa police, pero after 2 days palalabasin lang ng yung partner, asawa or ex-partner nila.
Sa inyong case, what's the youngest na victim na na-handle nyo na
Ano po?
the youngest victim?
18 talaga sir. Kasi pag below 18 na child na yan, child abuse.
Good morning sa itong mga doktor. With the due diligence of time management, I'd like to ask either Ma'am Doc Badang or Doc Serrano with regards sa kidney stones. I don't know kung in your experience na ay nag-doctor na nag-recommend, although wala may roller coaster this Davao, pero do you recommend katong mga ingon nato nga dunay kidney stone, magsakay sila og roller coaster to pass on the kidney stone?
So, the roller coaster to pass on na kidney stone? No, sir. No.
Why po?
There are ways na mapasok na to ang kidney stone. If ang size nila maliit lang, and they will take medications. Medical expulsion therapy ang tawagan, sir. And we only recommend medical expulsion therapy valid for 1 month, and sa size sa stone usually less than 1 centimeter. So we have first kinahanglan nato i-characterize kung sa kadako ang stone, asa siya naka-located, o kung siya kagahi. So, wala pa ko kakuan na ay nag-recommend na mo sa kayo roller coaster na naiba to. So, I would advise such patient na mas maayo nga magpakita sa or magpakonsulta sa doktor. Then or sa urologist para matambalan o mahatagan og sakto nga advice.
Nas na pangutan na to Dr. Benedicto with regards for sa skin, and although nag-flourish naman po yung lahat ng mga aesthetic clinics that provide, sabihin natin mga gluta or so and so, but what's the higher risk naman doon sa mga kahit simple tao para magpaganda, mga pagka-banidoso or banidosa na mga sabihin natin na magpaganda, especially yung sa mga sabihin natin mga beauty queens, mga contenders na gustong magpaganda para ilaban sa mga contest.
Okay, so I would just like to reiterate po na yung if you're looking for a dermatologist, you recognize po na Society for Dermatologists is yung PDS or your Philippine Dermatological Society. So only trust your PDS board certified po na dermatologist. And as for our society, again, our stand po talaga is we do not promote the use of IV glutathione for skin whitening. So with regards po sa mga aesthetics, be careful din po to make sure that they are really mga doctors po talaga yung gumagawa, because currently po, as far as we know, madami po talaga mga aesthetic clinics who are not medical practitioners. So before availing of their procedures, of their treatment, make sure to be vigilant to check if they are really medical practitioners. So if you want scientific po talaga na treatment, it's best to consult with your PDS certified dermatologist.
Tumaang sa Dr. Badang po. Kasi, Doc, meron pong Facebook post sa Davao del Norte na ang clients nila nagkabata na sa katong mga na chronic kidney disease. Ang main reason daw po is the energy drinks. How about po sa Davao City? Kumusta po yung mga patient natin, Doc? Mas nagkabata ba?
Nagkabata. Kaya noon, gina-dialysis na mo is mga 60 and above. Because as you grow older, so sa mga 35 years old, the moment na mag 35 years old ka, you are losing 1% of your kidney function. Pag mag-abot ka og 55, 2% na per year. So kung 35 ka, moabot ka 55, nag-lose ka 20%. Pag abot ni mo 65, since 10%, 2% per year kung 55 ka, so pag 65 ni mo, nawala na ang 40% because of aging. So normal yon na aging process. However, if you are diabetic, you are losing 5% of your kidney function if you are uncontrolled per year. So kung hypertensive ka, 2% per year kung uncontrolled. So kung 10 years kang hypertensive, you have lost 20%. Kung diabetic ka nga 5 years ka uncontrolled, you have lost 25%. So i-plus-plus nimo, 25% hypertension, diabetes, 20% hypertensive, and plus 40% nga aging, usual na makita nimo sa ato ang mga tao sa ER, the usual patients at 65 na hypertensive and diabetic, they are going to dialysis. So that's why, nganong pabata na? Kasi pabata na po datong mga diabetics. So ang imuhang halimbawa, ang imuhang snacks, gamito nimo ang imuhang, na mga kauban nato din hinga, ginasudan na biya ang ato ang kanang mga chichirya, ginasudan. At the same time, ang salt, question ganina ni sir, taas kayong salt content. So, ang isa ka pack, ana, ang daily requirement nimo sa salt only is 1.2 grams per day. Pero, ang isa ka pack lang ng chichirya is 2,500 grams per day nga isa ka chichirya lang. So, nakita na mo sa study, kapag igingon na ako sa inyo ha, i-compare ang isa ka school nga nasa city o isa ka school nga nasa atong rural area, mas taas ang protein sa mga bata dinhi. With regards to energy drink, daghaning mga patients nga nag-develop og renal failure kay instead kape ang inumon na sa mga security guard, mga energy drink naman inumon nila. So this is higher in sugar and then nag-vasoconstrict na kasi sa mga pataas og mga caffeines nila. Plus, naapata sa mga kabatanunan uso ang creatine nga ginainom, nga dapat ginaihi man nato ang creatinine pang pa-boost sa muscle. So, meaning ana, it's really lifestyle na naga-push and naapatay genes. Dili nato hibalaan kung unsa ang genes nato kay ang usual nato nga nakita namo is ang mga Filipinos taas og IgA nephropathy. Katong naagi normal nga nadawat nila nga na genetics nga namana nila ang kidney disease. So kung naa kay wala nimo nahibalaan nga namana kidney disease, tapos nag-inom ka mga supplements, energy drinks, plus nag-diabetic ka, plus salty ka pa nga hypertensive, dili ka nang surprising nga magkaroon ka o kidney failure at earliest stage. So marami kaming mga bodybuilders nga na-transplant, na ako'y tulo, nga na-transplant. And the moment na muadto sila sa ilahang center, dili na sila ginapabalik, kay i-promote pa nilang dili dapat mo inom ilang kauban ato, which is, baliktad man sa gina-promote kay its income. So, we want our patients to be healthy. So, if you are engaging in this, ang among gina-istorya is have a regular check-up. Your urinalysis should be every year kung walay sakit. So, tan-awon nimo ang protein dito. Kung naanay protein ang imuhang ihi, then check na sa imuhang doktor. Kay basic, nagasugod ng kidney disease kay. Dili man creatinine sa dugo, pakitaan ang imuhang kidney disease. Kundi, ang first sign of kidney damage is protein in your urine.
To Dr. Serrano, yung nagagamit na ba tayong robots? Kasi di ba meron tayong Da Vinci robots sa SPMC sa operations niya sa...
Yes, sir. Actually, sir, the Da Vinci robot is ongoing na ginagamit ngayon for different, hindi lang kasi siya sa urology na side ginagamit. So, all surgical cutting fields, ginagamit siya sa surgery, colorectal, hepatobiliary, OB-GYN, thoracic, sa urology din. So, our consultants are ongoing na sa training nila to proceed with actual patients in the near future.
Wala pa siya na gamit.
Nagamit na siya for some patients pero sa urology na side,
wala
hindi pa.
Okay. Questions from our friends on video. To Doc Badang, because yung may makita sa Facebook no, yung mga kuan ng mga doktor about atong healthcare system na kuan daw sila na parang wala na daw pera sa healthcare. Ano yung kuan natin sa public na matakot na sila magpa-doktor because wala kay kuan daw mahal na daw and wala silang pera na yung gano'n na ano yung kuan natin with the opening of the SPMC Kidney and Transplant Institute because it's a mandate. So sabi mandate yan siya ng Universal Healthcare Law.
So, mandate siya sa Universal Healthcare Law ang pagkaroon og mga specialty centers. So, SPMC now, with the opening of the SKTI, how can it help? Yung sa question mo, how can it help augment sa kidney disease? Now, for the peritoneal dialysis, na natay Z benefit package, natay hemodialysis, na naay PhilHealth na, and then ang prostate na anay maging PhilHealth package na po sa mga prostate CA. Sa ato ang mga transplant, na libre na ang transplant, we have the Z benefit package nga from 600,000 to 1.4 million, and then from kung deceased donor, maghatag ang PhilHealth of 2.1 million. And ang i-launch na mo together with the opening of the SKTI is ang SPMC with the approval of the PhilHealth that we will be now giving free ang maintenance sa mga transplant patients. So, natay Z benefit package pag pag-transplant and post-kidney transplant is libre na ilang mga tambal together with their ultrasound and their medications. Now, kung how is it na kung gamay na lang ang kwarta sa gobyerno, unsaon nila? So, we go preventive talaga. Ang pinaka-mandate yun namo is prevention. Kay dili dahil nga naay libre nga dialysis o transplant, dapat i-stop nimo ang imuhang kidney disease.
This is SKTI is comparable ba siya sa parang world class na ba ang para private hospitals and other institutes?
Yes, we are comparing ourselves. We aim to be the kidney NKTI, di ba, ang National Kidney and Transplant Institute. We want to be the NKTI of the South. So you don't need to go to NKTI. So what is there when we opened SKTI? Naanatay sariling HLA lab, meaning natay transplant immunology lab. Dinhin nata mag-tissue typing, cross-matching, at the same time PRA testing. Dili na kailangan nga mo at ipadala ang dugo sa Manila para ipa-tissue type. Dinhin na ang cross-matching sa mga donor or recipient. So, mas maka-avail na ang atong mga katawhan sa Mindanao o ilaha nga mga transplant.
So, we don't have to go to NKTI Quezon City to avail of the service. Meron na lahat.
It's available already. Yes, pati ang we are very proud na ang urology will offer their own na mga state-of-the-art na facility. At the same time, SPMC is a sister kidney transplant center ng University of Barcelona, ng Singapore General Hospital, at the same time, the National Kidney Foundation. Mga sister centers ni sila at sila ang nag-support ng atong mga services is at par sa world class. Dili namin nag-compare sa uban, kundi nag-compare ang among competition is what is there in the world. Unsang naa dinha. Unsang naa sa Singapore, dapat namang i-offer. Unsang naa sa Spain, dapat i-offer namo. So, ang ang transplant nephrologist is trained in Spain. At the same time, since SKTI siya, SPMC Kidney and Transplant Institute, we will also be launching the liver transplant. We also will be launching the bone marrow or transplant. So that will be the low-hanging fruit. We are sending one gastroenterologist to be a liver transplant specialist. We already have a liver transplant surgeon already sa SKTI. So kidney and transplant, lahat ng transplant.
How much yung pag-build yan? budget or yun na gasto ng gobyerno for that?
That will
SPK?
be SKTI is a 1 billion project. So complete with all the facility. So when you visit, we invite you to visit. It will not be your ordinary hospital. You will see the difference.
Okay. Thank you so much.
To Doc Badang. Doc, good morning. Doc, for public awareness lang po, talking about this intaking multivitamins, vitamins na ang iba kampante lang na, uy, vitamins to, walang problema. Pero as you have mentioned earlier na may kailangan ng diagnosis from doctors, ilang miligram, ano ba, ang tawag doon, no? Ang kailangan pala, ano ba ang dapat gawin ng mga kababayan natin talking about intaking vitamins for their safety?
So for their safety, dapat alamin nila, tanawin nila ang recommended daily allowance sa isa ka vitamins. For example, ang vitamin C, according sa atong toxicologist, the recommended daily allowance is 100 to 200 milligram. Now, if you're taking 500 milligram, medyo taas na siya. So you have to drink more water for that to dilute it. Now, if you're taking vitamin C para pang-treat sa ubo-gisipon ka na 1,000 to 2,000 milligrams per day, that is not good for your kidneys because the kidneys will absorb it and before you know it, hindi yan aagad tataas ang kreya mo. What will happen is it destroys your tubules, ang regulation sa imong sodium, potassium, calcium, magnesium. So, ibig sabihin nun, before tataas ang creatinine mo, mag-lose ka muna ng more water and more sodium, potassium. So, ang ilahang symptom is mababa ang sodium and potassium nila or magnesium and calcium. So, they have to check. So, that has to be like, yung mga napapansin namin, the more that you have your medications na mga polypharmacy na hindi regulated, then you will have more hyponatremia and hypokalemia. So that's why you check as a whole ang imuhang system, hindi lang isa.
Sa usually ka concern, Doc, dito sa mga medyo wala kayo ikakaya magpa-check up, magpa-konsulta tungkol sa kapobrehon. So, saan dapat nilang buhaton na ba tayong mga areas tungkol sa SPMC?
For that, hindi na kasi dapat rason mo nga wala na ipakonsulta dahil sa kapobrehon. That should not be because naaman tayo mga konsulta and YACA program, each is a protected one. SPMC, we don't get money. So sa SPMC, magpakonsulta ka. Walay bayad magpakonsulta sa SPMC. And so you just have to wait, but it is free. So hindi siya, and our district hospital, darami na tayong super district hospitals na, and ato ang mga health centers. We are equipping our health centers na naa sila'y mag-check up. So what you need is only get your urinalysis or even get your creatinine. Urinalysis is just 100 pesos. That is equivalent to one burger. So that is also load lang. And sa imuha nga creatinine, 200 pesos for your creatinine. But that is free in SPMC. So hindi reason na wala kay kwarta, wala kay kapobrehon. Kailangan lang madasig ka na masigasig kang pupunta sa check up for your own benefit because it will be the burden na naman ng society kung magkasakit ka. Remember, kung mag-dialysis ka dahil di ka puwi kang magpa-check up, it is 1 million per patient per year if they are on dialysis. And that is given free by PhilHealth. And that is unfair for you as a taxpayer. Na magbayad ka og imuhang tax kay para sa isa ka pasyenteng nagpabaya kay wala siya nagpa-check up. So dapat magpa-check and hindi sa mga doktor, hindi dahil sa silingan o hindi susundin yung mga di pa-check up sa silingan kung sa iyang tambal. Dili sundugon. Each and every person is different.
Kay Doc Benedicto. Doc, good morning. Unsa ba ang common nga mga skin diseases na observed sa inyong department? And so far with this Pasko, for awareness na lang sa uban nga daghay mga magpabuto, fireworks, firecrackers, kanang mga aso nga mo dapat ba sa panik, delikado ba na siya, Doc?
Okay, so sa first question niyo, sir, ano yung mga kaso na usually makita namo sa department? So, daghan jud actually, no? Pinaka-common na mo, mga bacterial and fungal infection. Natay mga infestation, parehas ang ginatawag na ito nga scabies infestation. napod tayo mga chronic diseases, pareho sang psoriasis, and napod tayo mga autoimmune o mga cancer na ako gidiscuss kanina. So, in terms naman sa second question mo, so malapit na yung Pasko and New Year. So, I think ang pinaka-common na mga skin conditions brought about by fireworks is, of course, burns. Okay, so, syempre, we all know burns are very dangerous and hindi lang niya ginasira atong panit. So, napatay mga complications, pareho sang scarring, pareho sang secondary bacterial infection, nga ang effect is long-term. So, syempre, fireworks, di ba, are not allowed naman in Davao City. So, that's good. That's why we do not see much of these fireworks-related injuries in our OPD.
Okay, thanks, ma'am. So, we'd like to thank our guests for coming over Healthy Davao Media Forum, Dr. Porfirio Serrano, Ma'am Maria Elena Medidas, Dr. Maria Ines Benedicto, and Dr. Maria Teresa Badang. We'd like to thank again SMCT Davao for hosting our Healthy Davao Media Forum and for Krispy Kreme. We'd like also to thank Kadangpan and for the online. Parting statement, we start with Dr. Serrano. Parting statement. Again, promote natin kung ano yung mga activities din natin, if ever.
We thank the Philippine Information Energy for this kind of activity. So sa Department of Urology, we offer different kinds of stone surgeries na sa SPMC. We already have laser surgeries for stone, endoscopic surgeries, PCNL, and open surgery. So if you have stone diseases sa mga kailan ninyo, you can have check-up na lang sa outpatient. Not only stones, but also pediatric urology and urologic malignancies. So, and we invite you to have a check-up usually talaga sa OPD para makita, and you will have a proper and professional urologic consult so that maagapan, mas mura maagapan nyo na kumpara dun sa mag-treat ng patients na complicated. That's all.
On behalf of Southern Philippines Medical Center, WCPU would like to say thank you to PIA for this venue that we will raise awareness to women and children who are victims of abuse. Thank you.
Saan po yung office ninyo
Okay.
sa SPMC?
Our office is located at main building, second floor, Surgery East, and WCPU is open from Monday to Friday, 8 to 4 p.m.
Thank you. Dr. Benedicto.
So, thank you po once again for this opportunity to talk about skin disease prevention and protection. So, I would also like to use this opportunity po to educate that meron po tayong Department of Dermatology in SPMC. So, meron pong OPD consultations Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And aside from OPD consultations po, we also do procedures. So, this includes biopsy, electrocautery, chemical peel, yung pinakatago po nating most micrographic surgery, and patch testing, as well as meron po kami mga lasers in our department. So this includes CO2 laser and PDL laser. So for your skin concerns, you can always consult with us at SPMC Department of Dermatology.
Thank you. And Dr. Badang.
Thank you very much for allowing us to promote our sa SPMC. So for SPMC Kidney and Transplant Institute, or SKTI, we will be opening on November 28 at 8 o'clock ang mass, and then 9 o'clock will be the formal program. We will be inviting dignitaries from NKTI. At the same time, our other partners, our stakeholders. So SKTI will offer in the soft opening, open po yung aming mga immunology lab. We will open our ICU, our ward, and our pay ward. And then at the same time, we will offer 2 beds for the operating room At the same time also, we will be opening our genomics research program. So we have genomics testing already for kidney disease in SPMC, which was awarded by the DOST grant. And then at the same time, these patients who are post-transplant can now avail of their medications at SPMC for free with the PhilHealth grant. So thank you very much and hope to see you in the opening.
So ito also research din yung STTI, no?
Genomics testing in the Philippine Genome Center.
Okay. Saan yung lugar, asan yung building located, yung new building?
So the SKTI building is Dumanlas Street. So sa
Labas na siya ng
sa labas along the Dumanlas, tapos katabi siya ng DOST and sa tabi siya ng Heart. So Heart, Kidney, then DOST ang
Yung
atubangan niya.
kalsada papunta ang treasury, yung
Ang kalsada, di na siya sa kanto, padulong sa treasury. So, nasa sa kanto. So, magandang area lang siya. Very accessible.
anong oras na yung opening?
Ang mass, kung gusto ka mag-attend, is 8. But the formal will be 9. The ribbon cutting will be at...
Sino pong guest of honor?
Since this is a soft opening, ang aming launching will be March talaga yung parang sa mga 100 bed capacity ng dialysis center together. This one, we have invited dignitaries from NKTI and at the same time maybe the other local.
Okay, thank you so much to our guests. Till next week, more relevant topics to be discussed. Salamat.